for the longest time that I've known you, you're always kind of like pushing the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
You're what I would describe as a disruptor, and yet you're in a highly regulated industry, right?
That is,
Like of all the industries you could have chosen, why that?
Because
you stayed. So maybe
I
if you
did
didn't
stay.
know, you could have started in that, but you stayed, right? Why?
Well, okay, so I guess I like a challenge, maybe. And I got into financial services because of my financial advisor had been trying to recruit me. So it was always, when I was in the auto industry, it was always in the back of my head. He planted a seed, and it was always like, because look, I don't have a college degree. I don't have any formal education or anything like that. I thought the auto industry was going to be the most money I'd ever make. I felt, I don't know if it's a limiting beliefs or whatever, but I felt like I didn't have a lot of opportunity because I was limited to my education and things like that, right? And so it was always in the back of my head. I could do this. Like he gave me that, like, hey, you could do this, you could be successful at it. And so I finally listened to him and made the leap of faith and left the auto industry, went to financial services. And it was really challenging. I almost failed. I think maybe I stayed because I hit a rock bottom moment. I was failing really hard when my first year, but then I figured it out, right? And started hitting high levels of success. And I was like, I got this, right? So maybe that's why I stayed. And it's always super challenging. Sense of achievement, the challenge. I'm also just not a quitter. Like, that's just not who I am. I'm not a quitter. So and I think also to your point, you said disruptor. I think I have a little bit of like, no, I'm going to figure it out. Like rebelliousness to me. Like, no, I'm going to figure it out. And like, because when you tell me no, like if you tell me no, you say, no, you can't do that. I'm going to say, why? Why not? And I'm going to start researching. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. So what I'd been told no things, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I start researching and looking and like figuring out, okay, where's the hard line? Like, why not? I'm not doing anything criminal here. Why not? You know what I mean? And how is the right, it's not a no, it's how. How can we do this? Right? And so over the years, anyway, so you asked me my challenging moment it's always just been, how do I do this in financial services and make it compliance friendly?
So it's almost like you love that challenge, and you're going to want to, because anything else would be too easy then. Because you're in it to change it.
Yeah, I definitely, I see myself as a change agent for sure. Absolutely. I want to, you talk about disruptor, I want to change the way people market. I want to change, like, because in our industry, it's so old school. Like, they're just outdated in my industry. It's very much the old school networking and referrals. It's only referrals. And it's like, okay, I got you. Referrals are great. It's amazing. You want to build a business like that. But we are in 2025. Like, we can scale. Are you kidding me? One video could get millions of views, and like, forget referrals. I want to.
That's the thing. I
go
think with
viral.
Referrals, you hit a limit, right? There's only so many people after a while.
It's not scalable. Yeah. So I was just like.
Do you see yourself in that for another 5, 10, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, I do. I see myself really making a major impact, because I think my impact is going to be bigger in financial services, because I'm going to be able to change the way that it's done and bring it up to modern times. And if you think about that, if I can accomplish that goal, then what's the impact of all the other advisors and all the other agents that are out there that they can have, that they'll be able to serve more clients and help more people. So my impact on them is exponential because they're able to help more people. So yeah, I do. I see there's a purpose behind it, like, you know.
And as you're saying that, because in other industries that I'm seeing, right, they always say there's like a talent gap where the younger generation aren't going into it, right? And so I think of audience members of yours that might be in their 20s or they're just getting out of college, right? And they may or may not be thinking, when I grow up, I want to be a financial planner.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But the way you're doing it with media, with podcasting, with videos, combined with the stability of the offerings, that might be appealing to that next generation.
Absolutely.
Do you see that?
I do see that. Like the younger generation that grew up on this stuff. So if you tell somebody like who's, let's just say 25 years old, and they're like, I want to get into financial services and be a financial advisor. And you're like, yeah, okay, great. But you can't be on social media, and you're not going to be able to make videos, and you're not going to be able to market yourself, and you're not going to be able to do a podcast, and you're not going to be able to do.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, what are you
No,
smoking?
thank you.
What are you smoking? So you want me to go out there and build a business, but I can't market myself?
Yeah.
Right?
It's not sustainable for the next generation.
No.